Well, you got a 5-year contract worth $12.55 million with the Steelers.
Yes.
With $7.125 million guaranteed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, coming from a kid from Southside, that's a lot of money, but it's not a huge amount of money for the NFL.
Yeah, but I kept it in context. Kid from the Southside, that was a lot of money. This was from the time I was 7. It's funny, that's something my mom, this will bring it back, something my mom said to me in the last few years, where like a point in time with, family, work, responsibility, having an estate, I kind of said to my mom, and even the transition out of football, I said to her, I was like tired. And she was like, of course you are. You've been going since you were 7.
Yeah.
And when she said that, I'm not gonna lie, when she said that, I broke down. I'm like, damn, how did you know that? Like, I've been going since I was 7 years old, because I kind of had the idea at a young age when I asked my PE teacher who was the fastest. I knew that like my mother and father are not together. So, with it being me and my brother, I knew the situation we were in, my family, if that was gonna change, it was kind of really gonna be up to me. You know what I'm saying? I knew my brother was gonna do his best and lead the way and help out, but I kind of always had this feeling it would come down to me. So when I got drafted, $12.5 million, this is what I worked for through my life, for our family. This changes our family forever. So I kind of took that. I wasn't chasing the 30 million, 100 million, all of this and that. I took that and I'm like, this is enough to change my family's trajectory forever. And it did, and it still has. So that was everything in the world to me.
Right. The reason I'm not downplaying the amount, I'm just saying.
Oh, no, I know.
5 years, $12.5 million. That's like 2 and change per year. But then, the management takes a cut.
Yeah.
And then Uncle Sam,
taxes.
you're at the highest. Tax level. So they're taking another 40%.
Oh, for sure they are.
You know what I'm saying? So once the dust settles, you got a big family.
Yeah.
Did you buy your mom a house?
Yes, I did.
Buy your mom a house, and then your siblings. I'm sure they got a little something. What I'm saying is after the dust settles, it's not, you're not looking at $10 million in the bank anymore.
Oh, for sure. But our homes, even my first place, the place I bought in Pittsburgh, is $290K.
Okay. So
my mom's
relatively
home,
inexpensive.
Yeah. My mom's home was probably like $260K.
Oh, okay. So you didn't go all out and just.
Nah, man. I mean, this was better than the apartment we were staying in. You know what I'm saying? We had everything. We had enough. So I kind of figured if whatever I made, I set my standard of living as small as possible, as small as I could, so we'd have it for the long haul. I'm thinking about like my shorties, my kids now, and like them having what they need based off that same contract, based off of the first time out.
That's smart. It's something you don't see very often.
Oh yeah, there's that like competition in the locker room.
Exactly.
Who's doing what? Who's got this?
Right.
Bump that, man. I was hungry before.
Okay. Like, so your first car was what?
It was a Jaguar. And it was funny. They made fun of it.
You went kind of nice for the car.
So it was 2003. So I got drafted in 2008. I bought a
5-year-old Jaguar.
2003
okay, all right.
XJR
I see where you're going with this.
For a 23K. 23K Jaguar. And first round pick, I'm pulling up to the lot, and there's the Hummers, there's Rolls the Rangers, Benzes, all of that. And so it is like, first round pick, how's he coming? The kid from Illinois, they heard about me. I had the muscles popping out the jersey and everything. So it was like, and so it was like, oh man, you got the old Jaguar? What are you like? Were you on dad time? Like, what's up? So they made fun of it, but I still whipped that thing until last year, 2023. So I was still driving. You
still had that same car
yes,
until last year?
I drove that to Ballers every single day.
Wow.
My Jaguar, XJR. Same vehicle to Arizona my last year, to work every day, to HBO, to our company now. All the way until right now.
I'm impressed, man, because I know when I first started making money, I fucked it off.
Is that right?
I definitely messed that money up, went into debt.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
Yeah.
And I've seen it over and over again.
Yeah.
With lots of people I interviewed.
Yeah.
Hey, I was, like Joe Smith. He had made like 40 million. And then at one point he was 30,000 in debt.
Wow.
So you see these kind of stories.
Yeah, most
all the time. So congrats on having a good head on your shoulder and having a good mom to really help navigate that, which is what it sounds like.
Of course, absolutely. What do you think that is though? Because for me, my mom helped a lot, but I'm like, for and you saying like growing up in the projects and people, for cats
I was in the projects for a short period of time. I didn't grow up in the projects.
I got you.
I don't want to misrepresent myself.
My bad.
We were immigrants and we first moved to America. We were in the projects.
Got you.
I don't want to say I grew up in the projects.
I got you. So I'm saying, coming from humble beginnings, anybody, and seeing that much, like I couldn't understand ever being in a position where you could lose that. I was holding on for dear life because I didn't want to be back there. You know what I'm saying?
I think for me, when it starts to come, you think it'll just keep coming at that level forever.
I got you.
That was my big mistake.
Yeah.
Right now, I wasn't doing sports, but I had a successful business, and I'm like, okay, it's a tech business, and the internet's growing. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
This will never stop. And then the .com crash happens, and then it all stops. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that was my big mistake.
Most
now after going completely broke and having to sleep on couches and being semi-homeless, now I always think I could go back to that. So let me be as conservative as possible. Let me underspend.
For sure.
But back then, being a 27-year-old, I'm not thinking.
I got
smart,
you.
But you were.
Yeah. I think being a running back, NFL it's dangerous. Yeah. I'm one hit away. That's kind of how I saw it. Sure. One hit away, and then the phone stops ringing. So I think that's probably part of it.
Okay, so now you're playing with the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Your third preseason game against Minnesota.
Yes.
You fumbled twice.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Was it the adjustment from going from college to pros? Or what was it?
That's the trial and error that like you need when you I spoke a little bit about this on the Raw Room, but there was third preseason game. My first preseason didn't fumble. Preseason game because that would be crazy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
First round pick, all eyes on you. Second game against the Bills, didn't fumble at all, being secure. In the third preseason game, I remember going into that game and I looked left, looked right, and I'm like, okay, I have to really find out what I can do in the NFL and what I can't do. I have to really explore that. So that was kind of like me pushing the limits, me pushing what I'm able to do. Both fumbles happened on the left side of the field. I have the ball in my left hand. And, I had an injury that's affected my left hand. So I knew that was going to be a kind of tougher thing for me to do. So I had to find out if I could hold the ball in my left in the NFL, find out what kind of open field moves I can use. That was kind of me before we get into the season, having to learn what type of running back I would be, what type of player I'd be, and what type of skill set I can use. So that's, if there's a time to do it, it was then. So that's kind of how I approached that game and how I approached the last two games. I got to find out what I can do, who I'm going to be. So that was kind of like that trial and error. And those were the error.
Well, after that game, your teammate, Hines Ward.
Yes.
Tell me what he did.
Oh yeah. He did the program, the movie in college where they put a ball in my hand in the facility and said, all right, keep this ball. Everybody in here is going to try and make you lose it and fumble. And for every time you lose a ball, you owe us $100.
Right.
$500 for if it's there were $500 balls as well. So he put a ball in my hand and just wanted to let me know the importance of, you're going to be our running back. You're carrying our hopes and dreams in your arms. So they wanted to let me know how serious it was.
So you'd have to carry that ball everywhere you went.
Everywhere, breakfast,
lunch,
but I'm by my locker. Just, it didn't matter. The only time off was going into the shower, really, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was serious.
And how often would the teammates try to grab the ball from you?
Oh no, they did. If they want to catch you falling asleep, find you falling asleep with it, cause but that's a tough thing to do, to really be secure with that for 24 hours or for the whole time we're at the facility. That was a tough thing, but it just kind of to drill in your mind how important it is.
Well, you had one more fumble in the final preseason game.
Final preseason game, yeah.
But after that, you and Coach Kirby Wilson actually worked on that. To try to fix the problem.
We were good going into the year. That last one was left side of the field once again. I made an outside in move. Defender was coming inside out, spun back inside, got closed on by a DN. So it was kind of yep, that's a risky move. and so I feel like I learned a lot through the trial, through that testing, through those errors. We went into the year and I kind of had a greater plan of how I was going to approach the defense, how I was going to attack the defense, and when it's time to get north and south, and when you have enough time, when you have enough space to make a move. I kind of found in that adjustment, found the difference from college, Because college, you have enough time to make that left hand inside spin. And then that guy that's coming, he's still going to get it too. But this guy's in the NFL. He's closing faster than I've ever experienced. So, so going into the season, I kind of knew I was adjusted to what the speed of the game was and what we needed. And so my rookie year didn't fumble anymore at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, the pros are a lot more vicious. There's
absolutely
hundreds of millions of dollars on the line.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
They don't.
And
they don't care about your feelings.
No,
like,
none of that. They don't care about.
Everyone's trying to keep their job, so they have a chance to tear that ball out your hand.
Oh, for sure, and that
by any means necessary.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was like the we called it like Killer Man growing up, like the Killer Man NFL, where they really trying to get at you, and this is the top of the top of the top, even of college, and the best of the best. So, it took some time to learn what that game was.
Well, coming to the regular season that year, you're the youngest player on the team.
Yes. I was 20 when I got drafted, so I was 21 going into the year. Yeah, youngest player on the team, maybe one of the youngest in the NFL at that time. Okay,
right. Because I mean, unlike the NBA, you don't see people coming out of high school into the NFL.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Does that ever happen at all? Or?
No, you can't. You have to be 3 years removed from high school. Yes.
Okay.
So I was kind of I was young for my age in high school.
Right.
Then went to college, left early, obviously, after 3 years. So I was in the NFL as soon as you possibly could be, 3 years removed. So 20, 21 years old.